He can sell me that he might beat Roman, and he can sell to me he might lose to Shorty G. That explains everything that need to be said.
Welcome to another episode of the Big Belt Theory. I'm your host, Maul.
I'm Curry.
Where we talk about WWE championships and rivalries to our own speculation. When it comes to in-ring work, Naomi stands out the most inside this episode of Raw because phenomenal in the ring. However, every one of her biggest wins are tied to the 4 horsewomen. We need her to get to the point where she can carry new talent. Once she get that locked down, I think she's going to be top tier. But question is Lana holding her back? What you think?
Maul, you know better.
You're not dancing, it don't matter.
If anything, Lana is prepping her up right now because at least she gets a match at WrestleMania for the tag team belt. Just because Lana is pretty much associated with her. Now, I remember Naomi when she was a SmackDown Women's Champion. Decent run, but Naomi has never been there. And I will never get that far behind somebody whose finisher is jumping up and hitting them in the face with your booty. I'm sorry, that's just not me. I will never get behind you. Naomi knows what she is. At best, she can be a tag team champion. She might even be a SmackDown with Raw Women's Champion. That's not in her future. I do think she walking out of WrestleMania with Lana as tag team champions, just how like everything's been going with Reginald and stuff lately. But no, definitely not being held back by Lana. She should be thanking Lana at this point.
Hey, yo!
At that very moment was the moment we disagreed. You forget it's so bad that you have to look at Naomi. When Naomi comes out, it was just Naomi dancing. That's her thing. That's what she does. No biggie. However, now that Lana's involved with it, and you see the ugly version of what Naomi does, while Naomi does it, you start to appreciate Naomi more. You said it. They're going to lose them belts even if they get them from Nia and Shayna because of Reginald. She's only here for a time, but she's only being used to elevate Naomi. Like you said, she should be thanking Naomi.
Hold on. You calling Lana Naomi clone? Okay, let me just say this. Naomi has been stagnant. Like, if anything, she regressed. I said that right. She regressed. She didn't progress. Lana at least progressed because Lana went from being a manager to being somebody that was just cheating on her husband to now actually getting a chance to win a belt, which she already should have had that chance with Asuka had Charlotte not came back. I can respect Lana for at least progressing in this business. She said she wanted to do it. She went out there and proved it. Naomi, on the other hand, has not progressed. And that's just where we differ at.
All right, what y'all think about it?
It's my turn. Somebody who actually got good sense about wrestling. I'm still 2-0 going. I'm 2-0 going into WrestleMania, but we ain't gonna talk about that. The standout superstar for Monday, obviously, easy choice, The Miz. I mean, lost that belt to Bobby Lashley, convincing fashion, able to pick up the next week, lose again, and then just beef with Bad Bunny. And he can actually carry this entire beef. This man at one point was the Intercontinental Champion carrying Raw. Wasn't no Brock Lesnar. Wasn't even a Universal Champion carrying Raw. This past week has actually convinced me that The Miz is the most underrated superstar in WWE history. Now I know you probably gonna say some crazy stuff. Let me clarify. The Miz is the most underrated superstar in WWE history. The man can get in a beef with anybody, it will sell. Easily. I mean, Vince has so much trust in this man. They letting him beef with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is probably one of the top artists in the world right now. If anything happened to him, we understand it ain't going good for WWE. He get dropped on his neck, there ain't gonna be no coming back from that for that wrestler. And they gave it to The Miz. He is that comfortable with The Miz. What do you think? Is he the most underrated in history?
That's just his role, bro. Everything you just described is the reason why he is in the position that he is in. He is the most underrated. That's why he'll always be in the main event, because no matter what happens, his accolades speak so highly of him. Mid-card headliner out of anywhere. Anytime he has been inside of the pay-per-view, and I'm gonna give it like the last year, his match has mattered. In some way, shape, or form, it has brought some extra essence. That's the only reason why he can come from out of nowhere and challenge for the WWE Championship, and for any reason, win that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, it still makes sense. We don't see him in those singles like that, but he still took that. No matter the way he took that out of nowhere. And you was like, I can't believe it. But if somebody was going to do it like that, it was going to be The Miz.
Right.
So you see what I'm saying? That's just his character, and it's a unique character. I don't think you can do it again. He is this generation's version, the little sneak guy. But once you really look at the sneak guy's career, you realize his accolades is up there with the meanest and greatest of all time. That's what The Miz is.
It's my turn for my Big Bill theory. Mine is going to be on a Mr. Baron Corbin. Just to say this, first and foremost, I love the Hurt Business. Shelton Benjamin, that's my boy. Cedric Alexander, Prime Alexander, as we talk about. You already. Them was my boys. I'm sad they had to go out like that, especially Shelton Benjamin. I ain't like how my mans didn't tap, but they kept trying to tell me he tapped. They could at least just let him have a pass out. Let me get back on the subject here. Baron Corbin comes out last night, obviously helps Bobby Lashley put the Hurt Lock on Drew McIntyre. Now, Bobby Lashley did give that, if you can get Drew out of here, I'll give you that WWE title match. Now, we knew none of them jobbers was going to get the job done. Baron Corbin, probably not going to get the job done. But could Baron Corbin be the new member of the Hurt Business? And if so, do you think Baron Corbin gets a title shot? Maybe not WrestleMania, but further down the line.
This is what the Hurt Business needs to solidify itself. I mean, again, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, yo, much love. We wanted to see him here, bro. We wanted him in the spotlight. I even went as far as to put Cedric Alexander in the main event picture. But again, we ain't gonna go too far off the topic. But you know what I'm saying? If we get Baron Corbin into the Hurt Business, that would be magnificent. He would be the second in command. He would be the Jobber Jay. No disrespect to my man Jay, all love. However, he can win because he has just enough for this to be his push. You see what I'm saying? He's been United States. He hasn't been WWE yet. But he's
Money in the Bank.
And he was Money in the Bank. And King of the Ring for this to push him to the next level. And people would believe it. And in Ring, he does his special to anybody, any size. And that speaks a lot. You see what I'm saying? So he could be the next overly sized John Cena if Vince tell him that's the only way you get promoted or something like that. He could be the next guy, I think. If they go on with the Bobby Lashley angle and him, I think that would do great numbers because they both got a brawler type style. Like the tackles look like they hurt a little bit more. You can tell when they accidentally drop somebody the wrong way. It was an accident, but they selling it, but they for real hurt. Like, you know what I mean? They got that brawler-esque to him. That would put him up there with Bobby Lashley, which then puts him in the title picture against whoever else. So it depends on exactly how far they want to let him go with the WWE title picture, and that's what I'm thinking on it.
Personally, for me, Baron Corbin did his time. He had the Money in the Bank. Obviously, what happened with him and John Cena didn't allow him to cash that in and become WWE champion, but over the years, he's really, just refined that character. People do not like him. He's probably one of the only heels nowadays that can actually get heat. Him and The Miz. Them the only heels that's really getting heat. We get Roman getting heat, but that's from kids. We grown. We like Roman. A lot of grown people keep saying that man Baron Corbin. He has perfected that character. He even sold me that he might lose to Shorty G. That just shows me a crazy amount of range. He can sell me that he might beat Roman, and he can sell to me he might lose to Shorty G. That explains everything that need to be said. I hope they go forward with that Hurt Business. I hope he get a title shot, and I hope one day he becomes WWE champion.
The Baron Corbin could be in Bobby Lashley's spot. That's even putting me even further. And I know they can make a storyline out of that because they both did good work. Put a little montage together. Tell me that story.
Like I said, he did his time. I think he's ready. he refined his character. What I'm hoping is that he stay on SmackDown because that gives him a chance at the Universal shot. Now I don't know who gonna beat Roman, but whoever beat Roman, I expect Baron to take that off of him almost immediately. That's what I'm hoping happens. Will it happen? I don't write the story, but that's my prediction. What y'all think?
Smoke this, drink this, straight to my. We can't be stopped, can't stop on my.